First, I'd like to know a little bit about you. Have you ever done any volunteer work?
Yes, I have. Every year I take part in a volunteer activity and clean my town.
I see. Which season do you like better, spring or winter?
I like spring better because I can enjoy beautiful cherry blossoms.
What was your favorite subject in junior high school?
My favorite subject was PE.
I see. Why did you like PE?
I liked PE because I was able to play a lot of sports with my classmates.
Thank you.
Hello, may I ask you some questions?
Yes, please.
Please tell me why you became an elementary school teacher.
I really like children because they are pure and creative, and also have a lot of potential.
I think so too. Could you tell me how many students there are in one class?
There are 30 students, and 16 of them are boys, and 14 of them are girls.
I see. Could you tell me what subject you like to teach?
I like to teach music because I have played the piano since I was 5 years old.
I see. Do you have any difficulties in teaching children?
Yes. Sometimes my students can become so excited that I can't control them. But aside from that, I really enjoy teaching children.
That is great. Can I ask you one more question?
Sure, go ahead.
Could you give some advice to students who want to be elementary school teachers in the future?
I recommend that they should try to learn as much as possible, because all of the knowledge they gain as students will be useful for teaching children in the future.
Thank you very much for the advice.
I agree with the statement. I think every student should wear a school uniform. I have 2 reasons to support this. First, if they wear a school uniform every day, they don't have to waste time choosing clothes in the morning. They can spend the time doing other things. The second reason is that they don't have to pay a lot of attention to fashion if they wear a school uniform. As a result, students can spend more time on studying. Because of the reasons I mentioned, I think every student should wear a school uniform.
I disagree with the statement. I don't think every student should wear a school uniform. There are 2 reasons to support this. First of all, if all students wear school uniforms, it is difficult to show their individuality. Wearing clothes of their choice is one of the ways they can express their individuality. Secondly, if they have to wear school uniforms all the time, they cannot have them dry cleaned very often. On the contrary, if they choose what to wear every day, they can wash their clothes more often. Because of the reasons I mentioned, I don't think students should wear school uniforms, and I think they should wear their own clothes instead.
Now I'd like to ask you some questions about different topics. First, let's talk about cell phones. Should people stop using cell phones while walking?
Yes, I think so. I heard that there are a lot of accidents because people use their cell phones while walking. For example, a person using a cell phone fell off a platform and was nearly killed by an approaching train. Even on streets, people who are absorbed in using cell phones may be involved in car accidents. So I think people should not be allowed to use cell phones while walking.
Do you think all elementary schools should provide children with school lunches?
Yes, I think they should. There are many parents who don't have enough time to prepare lunch boxes for their children. In addition, in general, school lunches include a lot of nutritious ingredients and are well balanced because the menus are usually decided by a dietitian. That's why I think school lunches should be provided at all elementary schools.
Speaking of diets, do you think Japanese people eat less healthy food than in the past?
Yes, I think so. I think many people eat a lot of fast foods, such as hamburgers and French fries, that are high in calories and fat. Furthermore, we eat less Japanese foods, such as tofu and natto, which are good for our health. That's why I think Japanese people eat less healthy food than in the past.
I see. Is reading news online better than reading a newspaper?
Yes, I think so. This is because we can read news online with a cell phone when we're on trains in the morning. However, opening a newspaper on a train can be bothersome for other people. In addition, by reading news online and not reading a newspaper, we can reduce the amount of paper. This will be beneficial to the environment. So I think we should read news online rather than reading a newspaper.